welcome. Holly Yogi here. So glad you found my channel. This video is a part of a core integration playlist that I have created. So if you enjoy this, I invite you to hop over to that playlist and keep exploring and strengthening your deep and intrinsic core. Your low back and pelvis will thank you. Before we get started, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. And all you're going to need for this practice is a pillow or a blanket for your head, because we're going to come down onto your back. So as you come to your back, we'll first take a moment to plant your feet, kind of shift, wiggle the hips, maybe even push into the feet and take a moment to lengthen out the low back, give it a little bit of traction, and then lower the hips down. Now, if you stretch your legs out, and you notice that you've got a pretty big sway in the low back, or you have any achiness in your low back, then I'm going to recommend that you hop over to my Psoas release video, do the Psoas release, and then come back to this core integration exercise. But if you stretch your legs out and your low back feels fine, then let's get started. So for this, we're going to be kind of doing the opposite of crunches. We get to keep the head and the shoulders resting back with the intention of keeping the neck and shoulders nice and relaxed. But we'll be lifting and lowering the legs. So we're working with your hip flexors here, specifically the psoas, which is actually a really deep core muscle. It hugs the spine, hugs the inside of the pelvis. We're also going to be tapping into what's called your transverse abdominus, or your TVA. This is your deepest layer of abdominal muscles, and it's like this inner corset that wraps around from the back body all the way through the sides, connects from the pubic bone to the low ribs. And when your TVA is strong, it keeps your pelvis stable. So if you're dealing with instability in the pelvis, issues with the hips or the SI joint, this is a really great way to start to rebuild that deep structural support to keep the spine and the pelvis nice and stable. So with that being said, as we're moving our legs throughout this practice, the goal is going to be to keep the hips stable. So take a moment, stretch your legs out, and start to firm your legs. Your deep core actually has a fascial connection all the way down to the big toe mound. So if you can lift and spread your toes, that can start to connect you. Take a moment, bring your hands to your belly, and just feel and connect to your core. Find a deep breath in. As you exhale, start to cinch up that inner corset. So think of hugging in from the back body to the front. Keep that strong and slowly start to pick one leg up. Now, as you lift this leg, again, you might notice if the hips want to tip forward or back. We're working to keep those really stable, right? And we're just going to begin like this. We'll be adding on, but this is starting to build that pathway, starting to build that sense of strength and stability, lifting and lowering one leg at a time. And just kind of noticing what our tendencies are. So a lot of times, we tend to want to move really fast, right? I could do this really fast. I could pick up, lift, and lower my leg and really not be connecting to my core. So I'll invite you to slow down, because to actually connect to our deep core muscles, we have to move slow. And you might notice that as you start to slow down, things maybe start to get a little bit more challenging. And we're going to add on here. So once you're kind of balanced, you've lifted and lowered both sides a few times, we're going to inhale and reach the arms back overhead. Allow the core to stretch a little bit, allow it to lengthen. Exhale, pull the belly in, cinch up that inner corset. You're going to pick up your right leg and at the same time bring your right palm to your right thigh. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, push your thigh into your hand and your hand into your thigh, and see if you can pull the belly in a little bit more. You should feel your core igniting and engaging. Now inhale, again, slow as you can, release. Now we're starting to lengthen and at the same time strengthen the deep core. Deep breath in here. Exhale, pull the belly in. Move slow and steady, keeping those hips really steady and level. Bringing the left palm down to the thigh. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, push the thigh into the hand into the thigh, and then pull the belly in. Inhale and release the limbs away from each other, controlling the descent. This is that eccentric phase of strengthening a muscle, which is really beneficial. Find a deep breath here. Now we're just going to start to go one breath per movement. So you'll inhale when we're lengthened. Exhale, slowly pick up your right leg, your right palm. Push the thigh into the hand into the thigh. Pull the belly in. Inhale, really slowly. Release the limbs away. And stretch nice and long here. Exhale, pull the belly in. Pick up your left leg, your left palm. Push the thigh into the hand into the thigh. Belly draws in. Inhale, release the limbs away. The last one, there's the winner. Slow one wins the race with this. Exhale, picking up the right leg, the right arm. So you're just going to continue here. If at any point the low back starts to feel fatigue, you start to feel shaky, then it's time to be done. And we're using that extended leg here, grounding that heel and the hip on the floor to also provide that stability. And then use your inhales to stretch long. Let's do one more round on each side. Should feel those quadriceps lifting and engaging. One more on this side. Belly draws in and up. Inhale, release away. Exhale, go ahead and slide your arms down beside you. Relax your legs completely. Roll the ankles and shake them out a little bit. Good. From here, go ahead and draw the knees up to bent. Ground your feet, root your heels, and then peel your pelvis up just a tiny bit. As you lift your hips, scoop the tailbone under and up towards the knees, and then pull your belly in and up towards the ribs. One more deep breath here. Exhale, gently roll down your spine. Good. Go ahead and extend the legs out. Inhale, wave your arms back behind you overhead. Deep breath in. Exhale, lifting the right leg. Push the thigh into the hand into the thigh. This time we're going to extend the right leg up into the air. Wave your right arm back. Point your toes. Pull the belly in and slowly lower your right leg. Taking your time. Not being in any rush. Inhale, breathe deep. Exhale, pick up the left leg. Bring the left hand to the thigh. Push the thigh into the hand into the thigh. Floating the left leg up, wave your arms back. You can point your toes. And again, slow and steady. Start to lower the heel towards your floor. Inhale, breathe deep. Exhale, belly draws in first. Really using the core to help you lift the right leg. Push the thigh into the hand into the thigh. Inhale, stretch the right leg up. Wave your arms back. Point your toes. Exhale, slow and controlled. Lowering, maybe noticing if the hips want to move, if the back wants to sway. Doing your best to stay strong and stable. Inhale. Exhale, pull the belly in first. Pick up the left leg. Bring the hand to the thigh. Push the thigh into the hand. Inhale, stretch up. Wave your arm back behind you. Point your toes. Take your time pulling the belly in, slowly lowering. Good. From here, relax, float your arms down beside you. Draw your knees up to bent. Paw the feet around, get them nice and grounded. Go ahead and remove the blanket from your head. This time we're going to lift into a little bit more of a bridge pose. It's really nice to follow up abdominal work with a sense of lengthening the core. So you're just going to float your arms out into a cactus shape or out to T, whatever feels best. Ground into your heels. Go ahead, start to pull the belly in and up, and then roll up the spine. This time we'll lift a little bit more, grounding into the heels, reaching forward with your knees. Let the head be soft and relaxed. One more deep breath in here. Exhale, slow and controlled. Start to roll down one vertebra at a time. Bring your palms to your belly. Find a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Great. So if you feel like you have a little bit more strength to explore here, you're welcome to repeat that another round or two, or hop over and give some of my other core integration videos a try. Let me know if you have any questions, and be sure to find me at hollyyogi.me. Namaste.